This is Eyewitness News on LA56 with live breaking news.
Breaking news, an American journalist in Africa has been infected with Ebola. Who else is at risk?
Temperatures are soaring again across Southern California, and so is the fire danger. Firefighters are now on alert for what the hot, dry, and windy mix might bring.
And the postseason begins tonight for the Angels, and fans are excited. The Halos looking to win their first World Series title in more than a decade. Good evening, I'm David Ono.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Welcome to Eyewitness News on LA56. Breaking news, another person has come down with the Ebola virus, and this time it's American journalists. The cameraman became infected while covering the Ebola outbreak in Liberia. Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson is live in the newsroom following the late breaking details. Alex?
Well, Colleen, all the American TV networks have teams covering this outbreak on the front lines in Liberia. It's tiring, dangerous, and important work. ABC News has Dr. Richard Besser leading our team. NBC News has Dr. Nancy Snyderman. She's a longtime California resident who worked for years here at ABC News. Tonight, she's in the position no journalist ever wants to be in. She's part of the story.
NBC's chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, makes the announcement on her Twitter page. Quote, "One of our team in Liberia tested positive for Ebola. He's getting good care, and we are self-quarantined. Appreciate all the support." Dr. Snyderman started working with this cameraman on Tuesday. He was hired as a freelancer to cover the Ebola outbreak in Monrovia. He'd been covering the issue for other outlets for some time. The 33-year-old American started feeling symptoms himself on Wednesday. He headed to this treatment facility to be tested for the virus. The positive test came back 12 hours later. The cameraman will be flown back to America for treatment. Late tonight, NBC News' president announced that Dr. Snyderman and her crew are returning as well. In a statement, Deborah Turnus says, quote, "The rest of the crew, including Dr. Nancy, are being closely monitored and show no symptoms or warning signs. However, in an abundance of caution, we'll fly them back on a private charter flight, and then they will place themselves under quarantine in the U.S. for 21 days, which is at the most conservative end of the spectrum of medical guidance."
This cameraman is the fourth American to have contracted Ebola in Liberia. The other three received treatment here in America and are all successfully recovering now at home. NBC News has asked that the cameraman's name not be released at this time because of his family's wishes. Reporting live from the newsroom, Alex Michelson, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you for that report. And we have more breaking news to get to right now. Yet another water main break, this one in the Fairfax district. And here's a live look from Air 7 HD. This is the 7500 block of Rosewood Avenue, right at the intersection of Curson. There's a pushed-in look at it. We know it's dark out there, but you can see that water is still bubbling up. It started gushing around 6 o'clock this evening, and as you can see, it is still coming out. So they've been dealing with this for more than 2 hours now. The DWP says crews are working to get the break shut down, but there is no word on how long it will take or if any homes have been evacuated. Fire crews are on hand to help out.
Another big story tonight, firefighters on high alert. The extreme heat and the Santa Ana winds are creating high fire danger across Southern California. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter is live at the fire station in Encino where firefighters are on standby. Leanne.
Colleen, that's right. This location, just one spot where the LA City Fire Department has brought in extra crews and, as you see live behind me here, extra equipment to help protect areas most at risk during these red flag conditions. Extra crews brought into Station 83 in Encino at the ready and on the lookout for any potential problems as Mother Nature turns up the heat and winds and turns down the humidity.
We send more resources than normal on days like today because we try to get there as fast as we can, put as many people as we can because the wind will carry it.
With Santa Ana winds set to move into parts of Southern California, it could be a recipe for a wildfire disaster.
We get on alert. We get a little worried, but, nothing to panic about. I'm sure the ones that live really close to the edge there have a lot to worry about.
Those living near the foothills certainly know the danger. Our severe drought has left the brush brittle and bone dry, prime for a potential wildfire.
We live in a very high fire area. So we're right up in the hills, and there's a lot of brush, and it's always scary.
That's why many fire departments are boosting staffing, adding engines and equipment in key areas, and preparing residents should a blaze break out.
I have a little plan. I know exactly what I'm going to grab, besides the kid and the dog, my granddad's paintings, and the computer, and, a few other things. I have it all ready in my mind where I'm going to go first, so.
And for many in the San Fernando Valley, it will be straight into the air conditioning as another heat wave brings triple-digit temperatures.
It's really unbearable. It's really unbearable. And for our animals, our lawn, and we keep saying we got to put like drought-resistant stuff in. It's horrible.
Yes, unfortunately, it certainly is going to be another warm one as those triple-digit temperatures move in. Now, when it comes to the fire danger, area fire departments say they really need the public's help in conditions like these. If you see something, make sure you say something immediately. Live in Encino, Leanne Suter, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Leanne, thank you for that report. Yeah, we'll stay on top of the topic because it is a hot one today and going to be even hotter as the days go on. Here's Jonathan Novak.
Yeah, David, folks, today we were pushing some of those records. It was 99 in Pasadena. We're looking at some of those high temperatures from this afternoon. Hit the triple digits in Camarillo and Fullerton, 102. It was smoking hot. Now, the good and bad news, it was dry out and the humidity was low. Doesn't feel as bad as it could, but that low humidity also feeds into that fire danger. It is 80 still, Long Beach, 83 in Burbank. These are current temperatures. 84 Ontario and 89 in Palm Springs. So look at the coast, though. Near 80 in Santa Monica as well, 71 in Oxnard. So you got the dry air, you got the really hot temperatures tomorrow. The wind's not as bad up in the mountains tomorrow, but nevertheless, the conditions are ripe for fire danger. So the red flag warning still in place through Friday night for LA and Ventura County mountains, and the heat advisory in effect for the southern counties through Sunday, i.e. a hot weekend ahead that I will detail later on. But by noontime, we are in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow, getting you through a warm morning. More on this heat wave coming up in a few.
All right, Jonathan, thank you.
Yep.
So get the latest on this dangerous heat with the free Mega Doppler weather app. Download it to your mobile device from the iTunes App Store or Google Play. Search Mega Doppler.
It has been 5 years since the Angels have been in the playoffs. They open up against the Royals in what hopes to be a run at another World Series. Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand is live at Angel Stadium where fans have got their red on. Jory.
Well, it's turning out to be quite a ball game, tied 2-2 going into the bottom of the seventh. Twice the Kansas City Royals coming off that spectacular win in the wild card game on Tuesday. Twice they have taken one-run leads, and twice the Angels have hit home runs to tie things up. There's going to be some high drama, late inning fireworks to end this ball game. Angels fans, of course, hoping it's in their favor, but as of this point in game one, in the first game in the postseason since 2009, they're really just happy to be here.
It's October in Anaheim.
For the first time since 2009, there is baseball in October in Anaheim, and the playoff-hungry fans are glad to be back.
Let's go, Angels!
I'm very excited. It's been a while. First in line today. What time did you get here?
I got here about 1 o'clock.
And you've been waiting for 4 hours now?
Yeah, about 4 hours in the heat.
The last time the Angels played the Royals in the playoffs was 1985. Tammy Waller wasn't even born yet.
This is my first playoff game.
Ever?
Yes. Well, my mom came in 85. She was 20, and now my first playoff game, I'm 20.
1985 for the playoffs when we played Kansas City. We had to line up all the way where the parking's at because we didn't have cell phones or online. You had to line up 3 o'clock in the morning. We got here.
Things are a little different now.
Oh, they better be a lot different because I want them to win this time.
There was no rally monkey back then either.
This is the surfer one. This is the little poncho one.
Are they going to bring some luck tonight?
I hope so.
And of course, what else would you wish for on your birthday other than an Angels win? This is a pretty happy birthday for you.
You bet. My 60th, I'm here to see my Angels win the World Series.
That would be a very happy birthday present from the Angels, but things still tied up here at the Big A. We'll see how things turn out and if fans are as happy coming out of the stadium as they were going in. For now, we're live in Anaheim. Jory Rand, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Let's hope. We'll watch it and give you an update. Thank you, Jory. In the meantime, some scary moments for people who got stuck on a Ferris wheel at Disneyland's California adventure this evening. The guests were reportedly stuck on the ride for an hour and a half. The ride is called Mickey's Fun Wheel. Crews on the ground had to manually move the ride to get all the guests off the ride. Everyone evacuated safely. A Disneyland spokesperson said the safety of their guests and cast members is their highest priority, and Disney is the parent company of ABC7.
A suspected serial bank robber leads authorities on a high-speed chase covering 3 different counties. The pursuit ended in a wild crash in San Bernardino County. Police say 53-year-old Stephen Bartlett lost control, went careening off the freeway, flipping his truck. He was taken to the hospital with minor injuries, then arrested. Investigators say a Santa Fe Springs commercial business reported a case of fraud involving a $12,000 order of steel this morning. They say Bartlett made that order. Authorities tried to pull him over when he left the business, and that's when the chase began. Bartlett is wanted for up to 10 bank robberies all over Southern California. Police say he's known as the Hills Bandit.
The brother of the Bell Gardens mayor is revealing exclusive new details about what may have led up to the fatal shooting of Daniel Crespo. William Crespo says his brother had a mistress who we are not identifying. He says it was an affair his brother was ashamed of and tried to break off, but he says the woman was persistent, even telling the mayor she was carrying his baby. William Crespo says the woman harassed both Daniel and his wife, Livette. He says he heard the woman calling the morning of the shooting when Livette was present. She allegedly pulled the trigger after an altercation with her husband.
Did Livette get mad at that point?
Yes. What wife wouldn't get mad, you know?
I think the evidence will corroborate that she's been a victim of domestic violence for many years.
Attorneys for the family say there was only one motive, self-defense, but William Crespo believes the woman called later, igniting the fight between the couple. And the lead homicide detective in the case tells Eyewitness News that William Crespo's information is an element of their investigation. And we'll have much more on this exclusive story at 8:30.
A transgender woman is shot to death while walking on North Kenmore in East Hollywood early this morning. Officers responded to a report of shots fired and found the victim with gunshot wounds. She was rushed to the hospital where she later died. Detectives are reviewing surveillance camera images to see if they can track down the suspects.
During the robbery, there was a struggle, and there were shots fired. The victim was struck one time. It appears that they were struck in the head.
This needs to stop before it becomes me. I don't want it to become me.
Detectives say they're looking for 2 to 4 men, possibly in their 20s. They say it doesn't appear the victim was targeted.
Coming up at Eyewitness News, the statue of Ed Sullivan that was stolen over the weekend has been recovered, and we'll tell you where it was found. What's this?
42 years after it was stolen, a man is reunited with his father's vintage Harley Davidson. I'm Greg Lee. Coming up, we'll show you what it took to get his bike back.
And here is a live look at LAX right now. Another update on this dangerous heat. Jonathan Novak has your full forecast coming up. Harley-Davidson riders love their motorcycles. Well, imagine this. After more than 40 years, a stolen classic Harley-Davidson is being returned to its rightful owner. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Lee shows us the stolen bike.
This is the moment Edgar Johnson Jr. has been waiting for 42 years. The North Carolina resident reunited with his father's 1954 Harley-Davidson Hydroglide motorcycle.
Words can't describe how I'm feeling today. It's wonderful.
Johnson says someone stole the bike from his family's backyard in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1972. He says his father, a police officer, regretted never being able to track it down.
He loved his motorcycle, and he talked about it to the day he died.
Johnson's father died nearly 4 years ago. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, working with the California Highway Patrol and the National Insurance Crime Bureau, spotted and seized the bike at the L.A. Long Beach seaport. It was on the way to Australia.
I actually love this part of the job, especially when it's a happy ending like this and it's not pieces.
You know, this is a part of their history, and when they get this stuff back, it's like reliving their youth. So it's amazing to us.
Johnson says he plans to take the bike home and put it on display at auto shows. Before he does that, he took time to show his gratitude for the people who found his treasure.
I thank every and each one of them from the bottom of my heart, and I know my father does too.
The CHP says it's traced the bike back to its 4 previous owners, the oldest of which has since passed, which means there's no way to trace who actually stole the bike. Reporting in Carson, Greg Lee, ABC7, Eyewitness News.
A Sassy Van Sullivan that was stolen over the weekend has been recovered. The 20-pound bronze figurine of the late TV host was taken from the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame Plaza in North Hollywood. Well, late this afternoon comes word the statue has been found and is in good condition. As for who stole it, detectives will only say the investigation is ongoing.
Well, we are going to be talking a lot about the heat for the next few days.
Don't talk.
I know.
Just take it easy. Rest everything.
Yes.
Conserve your energy because, well, we can talk, we have to, it's our job. But we got to stay cool. We got to try to, you know, if you're going to be doing anything outside, morning time, you know, late afternoon, really early evening if possible, or just chill out, so to speak. It's going to be dangerously hot as you go into the entire weekend. Hey, let's see what's happening first across the country where there's tornadic activity right now with a big line of storms. Will start here and then we'll move back close here to home, but a line of severe weather making its way through Texas, all the way up through Arkansas, and flooding and severe weather and a mess for this portion of the country. And you'll see this line of storms extends all the way up to the Midwest past Chicago. So a rough evening for them. For us, of course, we're focused on the temperatures. And no rain in our forecast. No, it's numbers like this that will be stuck in your mind the next few days. 98. That was our high today in downtown Los Angeles. Normally, take a second here, 81. That's our average compared to 98. Way above average, almost 20 degrees above average for our highs today. And we're only getting warmer tomorrow. It's 81 now in downtown. All right, 78 at the coast. Man, a warm evening to understate at 85 in Van Nuys, 84 Ontario. We're at 70s to near 80 across most of the coastal areas, and 79 in Hemet. So let's put the features on the board that we've got for the atmosphere that's causing this hot weather. This big ridge right here. Oh, that's a very strong ridge of high pressure, pretty much centered around the Great Basin, giving us what is a weak, somewhat weak, I'd say, Santa Ana wind event. The winds aren't as big an issue as just the mere strength of this high pressure. It's very dry, sinking air that warms up, and temperatures tomorrow will be warmer than they were today. Look at this arc and just watch as we go through Friday and into Saturday. It's huge. It's covering the whole western U.S. and the eastern portions of most of the eastern Pacific. It's just an enormous ridge of high pressure. It's going to take a few days for that thing to just move on and get out of our way, and that will be Sunday. So until then, very hot. Red flag warning in effect. Again, that's for L.A. and Ventura counties and the mountains all the way down to the coast. In fact, for tomorrow into the evening, for tonight actually, and through tomorrow. The heat advisory begins tomorrow morning, goes through Sunday. So it's going to be a hot forecast Friday, Saturday especially, and Sunday. Highs tomorrow, you'll see a lot of triple digits, and you can pretty much bet on having a 100 or above high temperature tomorrow. 101 Riverside, 98 Anaheim, but 101 Covina, and 102 in Ontario. 70 forecast, LA Metro and Orange County. Let's take a quick peek here, and you'll see hot stuff through Sunday. We'll cool it down, though, and we're back to average by Monday into Tuesday. Whew, thank goodness. Valleys, IE, triple digits through Sunday. Still hot on Monday. Chance of wildfires are out there for you guys and for the mountain areas all the way through tomorrow night. Mid-70s in the mountains, going to feel good. And you're back into the 60s by next Wednesday. The high desert, you guys are not bad, a little toasty, but not nearly as bad as everybody down here in the valleys by the coast. So take it easy, stay cool, guys. We'll have another check coming in a few minutes.
All right, Jonathan, thank you.
Yep.
Iraq says ISIS militants have taken over a town about 100 miles outside of Baghdad. Iraqi military helicopters are carrying out airstrikes against the militants. Government officials say ISIS forces have also captured several other towns. Meantime, Turkey's parliament voted to authorize the use of military force against ISIS fighters in Syria and Iraq. The move opens the way for Turkey to play a bigger role in the U.S.-led coalition against the militants.
Hong Kong's embattled leader is refusing to step down despite demands from pro-democracy protesters. The protesters want Beijing to give up its veto power in choosing Hong Kong's next leader. They've been staging massive demonstrations and the biggest challenge to Beijing's authorities since China took control of the former British colony in 1997. Today, Hong Kong's chief executive C.Y. Leung announced he has no plans to resign from office.
For their 92nd birthday, twin veterans wanted to relive their glory days in the air. Dewey and Earl Robertson flew planes for more than 60 years, both serving in World War II. The brothers served in the Army Air Corps as pilots. Dewey was stationed in Alabama and Earl in Alaska. After 10 years on the ground, the two are back for one more flight. With a friend at the wheel, the twin brothers took off for a 40-minute spin around Virginia, and it was a special moment for the inseparable brothers.
How long have you been putting up with me?
Too long.
Both men agree this was the best birthday to date.
That is awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Ahead on Eyewitness News, members of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department were honored today, and some famous faces were on hand for the presentation.
And a social experiment hits the road. What you hear when you drive over the rumble strip.
Plus, new developments in the case of celebrities whose compromising photos were posted online by hackers. What one local attorney is hoping to do.
25 members of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department were honored this afternoon at the annual Valor Awards ceremony in Montebello. The deputies were recognized for their acts of heroism. Former Dodgers manager Tommy Lasorda helped make the presentations and joked about his relationship with his wife.
She said, "You want to know something, Tommy? I finally realized, after being married to you for 65 years, that you love the Dodgers and baseball more than you love me." I said, "Yeah, but I love you more than I do football and basketball."
Our very own John Gregory also helped narrate the award ceremony. Congratulations to all the deputies.
Along with your kicks, you can now get music on Route 66. This singing road was built west of Tijeras, New Mexico. It plays America the Beautiful when you reduce your speed to 45 miles an hour and drive over the rumble strips. The road was paid for by the National Geographic Channel. They're doing a show called Crowd Control, which conducts social experiments to see what changes people's behaviors. Speeding is a problem in New Mexico. Transportation officials hope the singing road gets people to slow down.
Well, you can only go as fast as, when it's one lane, you can only go fast as the car in front of you.
No kidding.
Well, unless you try to go around it, but that would be kind of tricky there. We're updating the evening's top stories next at 8:30, including an Eyewitness News exclusive. Did a love triangle lead to the killing of the Bell Gardens mayor? What the mayor's brother just told us about a secret affair.
Plus, a home designed by the same architect responsible for LA City Hall and Hall of Justice could soon be demolished. Why efforts to save the Century Old home have failed, and what could still be done to stop the wrecking ball.
This is Eyewitness News on LA56 with live breaking news.
Our top story at 8:30, breaking news. An American journalist has come down with the Ebola virus. I'm Colleen Sullivan.
Hi, David Ono. This is Eyewitness News at 8:30 on LA56. The cameraman became infected while covering the Ebola outbreak in Liberia. The 33-year-old started feeling symptoms Wednesday. He was tested for the virus, and a positive test came back. The man is reportedly getting good care and is quarantined. He'll be flown back to America for treatment. The cameraman is the fourth American to have contracted Ebola in Liberia. His name is not being released.
Firefighters on high alert. The extreme heat and the Santa Ana winds are creating high fire danger across Southern California. Severe drought has left the brush brittle and bone dry, prime for a potential wildfire. Fire departments are boosting staff, adding engines and equipment in key areas.
Now, an Eyewitness News exclusive. Investigators say Bell Gardens Mayor Daniel Crespo's wife shot him during a domestic dispute. Her lawyers paint the picture of an abused wife who acted in self-defense. But Crespo's brother is telling a different story. He spoke exclusively to Eyewitness News, revealing a secret affair between Crespo and another woman. Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez has these startling details.
He came to me crying and he said, Willie, I cheated on her, and it was wrong that he cheated on her,
William Crespo says his brother Daniel, the slain mayor of Bell Gardens, had a mistress, an affair he was ashamed of and tried to break off. But the woman was persistent, says the brother, even telling the mayor she was carrying his baby.
She wouldn't let go. She kept saying she was pregnant, and then my brother, he wanted to find out, if she was really pregnant. She was pregnant, and...
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
Is she still pregnant?
She's not pregnant. She lost the baby.
William Crespo says he and his brother have always been close, that Daniel confessed the affair a year ago with a woman who we are not identifying. William says she harassed both Daniel and his wife, Livette. William heard the woman calling the morning of the shooting when Livette was present. Did Livette get mad at that point?
Yes. What wife wouldn't get mad,
William Crespo believes the woman called later, too, igniting a final fight between the couple, ending when Livette fired the fatal shots. How do you know that? Did you see his phone?
Yes, I seen the phone and I seen the woman. She was at the hospital when he died. She said, I just talked to him a little while ago.
The lead homicide detective tells Eyewitness News that William Crespo's information is an element of their investigation, but will not say whether Livette disclosed anything about an alleged affair during questioning. Today, attorneys for the family say there was only one motive, that Livette shot in self-defense.
I think the evidence will corroborate that she's been a victim of domestic violence for many years.
Investigators say they have no record of any disturbances at the home. The wife's attorney says they suffered in silence.
They are entrapped in these situations, and sometimes it's not easy for them to go and tell somebody.
William Crespo says his brother was not an abuser. He says it's important for people to know there was much more stressing out the marriage that had lasted 28 years.
Livette don't have a husband, and she don't have to bother no more. And my brother could rest at peace. That's what I want him to rest in peace, and nothing's going to bring him back.
The lead detective in this case says it could be another 1 or 2 more weeks before investigators turn the case over to the district attorney to determine whether Livette Crespo will be criminally charged.
The LAUSD may be looking for a new superintendent in the not-too-distant future. Current Superintendent John Daisy could be on his way out. According to the LA Times, the Board of Education authorized its attorneys to discuss terms of a possible departure agreement with him. His contract runs through June 2016, but calls for an annual evaluation this month. It also allows him to be terminated at any time with 30 days' notice. Daisy has faced heavy criticism over problems with the new student record system and the district's controversial iPad program.
Interesting story here. He played an influential role in shaping what's known as the built environment of Los Angeles. And now, one of only 2 known private residences designed by architect Albert Carey Martin is set to be destroyed. The historic home is located on Kenmore Avenue near Franklin Avenue. And Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes has more on the fight to save this century-old home.
If this Hollywood house doesn't look familiar, perhaps its brothers do. LA City Hall, downtown's Hall of Justice, the old May Company building, all designed by famed architect A.C. Martin, who also drew up this house at 1829 North Kenmore. But even though the home with the whimsical eyebrow roof line turned 100 this year, odds are it won't hit 101.
I'm not sure that it really meets the character of being
a monument.
The Los Angeles Cultural Heritage Commission voted unanimously to not declare the home a historic monument. That opens the door to the already planned demolition of the house by developer Elon Murdoch, who wants to replace it with a multi-unit townhouse complex.
Nothing was swept under the rug or trying to skirt any issue on evaluating the historical significance of this building.
It doesn't help that the home stands alone in a sea of apartment complexes, but local preservationists say the house still has historical significance and is an important work of an important architect.
Yes, there are apartments there. However, this house has a great deal of potential. We would love to keep this jewel in our neighborhood.
Most of the people attending the commission meeting pressing the commissioners to preserve the home. And neighbors say tearing the house down is a step backward.
I just think preserving things that have a special place in our hearts is important.
But in the end, the Cultural Heritage Commission shot down efforts to save the A.C. Martin house. It's now up to the full city council to decide whether the home should be deemed historic or just history. In Hollywood, Rob Hayes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
It appears the data breach involving patient records at Cedars-Sinai is worse than first reported, much worse. According to the LA Times, Cedars has notified state and federal officials that medical records of more than 33,000 patients were on a laptop stolen from an employee's home over the summer. Previously, Cedars said the laptop contained the medical records of only about 500 patients. The laptop was password protected but did not have additional encryption software that would have protected the sensitive data. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company says a recent cyber attack has affected about 76 million households and 7 million small businesses. The New York-based bank says that customer information, including names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses, were stolen in the cyber attack. J.P. Morgan says there's no evidence, however, that the data breach included customers' account numbers, passwords, social security numbers, or dates of birth. So far, the bank has not seen any unusual customer fraud related to the hack.
Another run-in with the law for rapper Too Short. Police say he was busted at a checkpoint yesterday afternoon for carrying a gun in his carry-on bag at Burbank Airport. Last year, the rapper, whose real name is Todd Anthony Shaw, was arrested in Los Angeles for DUI and trying to flee from cops.
A stern warning for one of the world's largest internet companies regarding photos of celebrities that were hacked from their personal accounts. An attorney representing more than a dozen female celebrities is threatening to sue Google for $100 million if the company doesn't remove the illegal images. In a letter sent to Google CEO and other executives, attorney Martin Singer claims Google has failed to erase the photos from its sites despite numerous requests. He goes on to say this is unconscionable, especially for a company that boasts that its conduct should be measured against the highest possible standards of ethical business conduct. Google maintains it has removed tens of thousands of pictures and closed hundreds of accounts.
The number of enterovirus cases across the country is now 514. Those are the latest figures by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The confirmed cases spread across 43 states. The number of deaths with evidence of the virus is now at 4, although officials don't know what role the virus played in their deaths. 7 states, including California, are reporting cases of paralysis that may be associated with enterovirus, but that still has not been confirmed. The virus causes symptoms that are similar to a cold or flu, such as a cough, sneezing, runny nose, body aches, and fever. In children with a prior history of asthma, it can cause serious complications.
Ahead on Eyewitness News, the story behind an alert that Fullerton could be hit by a tsunami today.
And armed men breaking into this Florida home, tying up the homeowners and cleaning out the house. How can you make sure that this doesn't happen to you? Plus this.
You've all been to a cafe. What about a cat? That's right. A new pop-up in downtown is combining cats and food. I'm Alex Michelson. Coming up, we'll take you inside.
When you thought the world was going to the dogs, going to cats. Well, we wish it were raining cats and dogs, but no, we got to deal with the heat wave that's in place, and it's going to go for a little while, folks. Details on when it will finally cool down coming up in that 70 forecast.
Home intrusions happen every 13 seconds in America. You might have seen some surveillance video that has everyone talking today.
So what happened when we came knocking and a child answered? ABC's Jill Benitez shows us the mistakes we make all around the home.
Armed men breaking into this Florida home, tying up the homeowners for an hour, and cleaning out the house. How can you make sure this doesn't happen to you? Well, it all starts at the front door. Mom knows we're coming, but thinks her 8-year-old son won't open the door to a stranger.
Hi, is your mom home?
He even left the door wide open.
You are a thief's dream.
I know. I'm a poster child for a thief.
Former NYPD Detective Nick Cassell says every family should have a drill with rehearsals, and there are other easy fixes to make your home safer. Make sure you have lights on the exterior of your house.
The key to security is to keep the outside illuminated and to keep the inside dark.
Reinforce all the windows, especially in the basement. So many people with alarm systems forget to turn them on. Experts say beware of the dog signs are a better deterrent even if you don't have a dog. And there's something important to keep next to your bed, and it's not a baseball bat.
You're going to want to keep your car keys right by your bed. And that's because if you hear an intruder coming into the house, you're going to want to set off that car alarm.
Security upgrades both outside and inside the house.
I think we're going to go over very large stranger danger talk.
Making sure her kids don't open that door for strangers again. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Still to come, how much would you pay to cuddle with a cat?
A brand new LA business popped up today like nothing the city has seen before, and we'll show you what happens when you mix cats and cafes next.
Good news, Southern California's air is getting healthier. According to a major new air quality study, cancer-causing pollutants have dropped by more than 50% here since 2005. That's when the South Coast Air Quality Management District last monitored our air quality so extensively. There are still some areas of concern, of course, including neighborhoods near the freeway. The greatest concern remains the area around the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach.
No, there was not a tsunami warning for Fullerton today. That's despite this push alert some people received. There were similar alerts sent all up and down the West Coast, but it was bogus, as a second alert sent later explains the warning generated by the National Weather Service was meant to be just a test of the tsunami warning system.
Well, we certainly have to watch out over the next couple days for the heat, and for pets too, you know.
We have real danger out there. Pets, kids, you know, a car. We've posted this before on the ABC7 web page, the Facebook page. That's it. I almost forgot Facebook. Oh, my. Zuckerberg's not going to be happy. Yeah, that your car can literally heat up from 65, 70 degrees to 120 degrees when your car is off and the windows are closed in about 20 minutes, folks. So heat over the next few days like this is actually very dangerous. And, you know, we always got to remind you, and it sounds like common sense, but we got to do it because it's tough, and it's going to be a rough go the next few days. 100 was our high in Camarillo. Fullerton was 102. Santa Monica was 91 today. Now, these are not the hottest temperatures of the forecast. This is sort of the first really hot day of about 3. 81 right now, still Malibu, okay? And the humidities are very low. Humidities very low, below 10% during the daytime. Temperatures is 81 right now, by the way, in downtown, where tomorrow it's going to be around 100. Temperatures like that, you have fire danger. Big Bear is 43, nice and comfortable for you. Hey, enjoy it. The rest of us have to deal with some extreme heat the next few days. Unseasonably hot. It is 76 in Hemet. Good evening to you. But look at all the 80s around the area. It's a nice warm evening. No cloud cover. 81 in Fullerton, 83 in Burbank, 67 up in Palmdale. And if we look up to the pink portion of our watches and warnings page, this is a red flag warning that's in effect through tomorrow at 7 p.m. LA and Ventura counties in the mountains and all the way down as you head through into the coastal areas as well, and the coastal valleys, you'll see the potential for wildfires to break out. Now down to the south where the orange color is here, this is for San Bernardino, Riverside counties, Orange County for tomorrow in through Sunday, a heat advisory. So that means temperatures will be dangerously hot for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the whole weekend, okay? And this is why. This is the weather pattern. See this big arc in the atmosphere? That's a ridge of high pressure. You won't see a big change. I'm going to bring it through Friday. Here's Saturday on the clock. You don't see a big change, a huge ridge of high pressure. It's not till later on Sunday that it finally gets pushed away. We start seeing a trough build in, and that's going to mean onshore flow. We all like onshore flow when we have a heat wave. It cools things off. Overnight lows are going to be in the 60s. Highs tomorrow, a lot of triple digits here. 100 Simi Valley, 104 Fillmore, 102 in Glendale. Let's get to it. 7-day forecast. LA Metro and Orange County. 99 tomorrow, about the same, in fact, hotter on Saturday, and then we'll have a quote-unquote cool down on Sunday, 93. The temperatures will finally drop to average by Tuesday in L.A., but it is going to be a hot next 3 to 4 days, especially the next 3 days. Valleys, i.e., stay hydrated. It will be a bit breezy through the canyons. We've got the chance of wildfires out there with the red flag warning for tomorrow, but temperatures 104 to 106 between Friday and Saturday, 101 on Sunday, and then finally back down to the 90s after that. Mountains looking good. Just mid-70s for you, down to the lower 70s on Tuesday. And a quick check of the high desert. You guys are A-OK. Just a little hot in the 90s. Dallas has the latest on the forecast. Stay cool, guys. ABC7 at 11.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, the wild card play in games are over, and now the real playoffs can begin. In fact, the Angels are in action right now. Their first game of the series against the Royals, and it's a tough one so far. It is 8-8 in the bottom of the 8th. The Angels have hit 2 homers. In the meantime, the Dodgers... Excuse me, what did I say? 2-2. I'm sorry, it is 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th, okay? 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Well, full highlights of the game coming up at Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock. The Dodgers and the Cardinals square off in Game 1 of their series tomorrow afternoon. Both Game 1 and Game 2 here at Dodger Stadium are already sellouts. The Central Division champion Cardinals were first on the field earlier this afternoon. They defeated the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series last October. Dodgers reliever Kenley Jansen says Clayton Kershaw is motivated to avenge his Game 6 loss to the Cardinals. And earlier today, the Dodgers Game 1 starter was asked about that.
None. I mean, it's I guess the experience of it, more than anything. Knowing, I had some successes in the postseason last year, had some good starts, and then, having the one bad one in the season. So you can kind of use both of those, I guess. But as far as motivation, I don't need any extra motivation. I'm trying to win a World Series here. That's plenty.
As good as your season was, you feel like it was still overshadowed by Kershaw. Is that going to fire you up tomorrow as far as, hey, don't forget about me?
No, I pay no mind to that. This is a different season now. He had a tremendous regular season, and now we go into the postseason. So. I have this effect sometimes. And that's it. Good talk.
Okay.
That was a fire alarm going off. No problem. So the Tigers and Orioles got the divisional round started this afternoon, and Baltimore got Detroit to full Nelson, as in Nelson Cruz. In the first inning, with a man on, Cruz homers to right. They jumpstart the Orioles offense, and then in the eighth, Baltimore blows open the game. Cruz singles home another run as Baltimore put up 8 runs in the inning. 12-3 the final in this when the Orioles take a 1-0 series lead.
America's first auto show of the new car season opens today in Anaheim, and at the Orange County International Auto Show, you can test drive some of those new cars. Car specialist Dave Coons shows us what's on display.
For 50 years, the new model year has arrived with a bit of glitz at the Anaheim Convention Center, and this year is no exception.
You can see all the cars in one place. It's a non-selling environment, so it's a great place to come out and check out the cars, the new technology in the cars.
The diversity of vehicles here is as wide-ranging as the diversity of Southern California. Want to check out the newest, greenest thing? Toyota's upcoming fuel cell.
It's a hybrid, so it also uses a hybrid battery and electric motor to help propel you down the road, but you fill it up with hydrogen gas.
You'll have to wait until next summer to take delivery, and there won't be many of them. But it's not all about burning an alternative fuel. This new top dog Corvette Z06 will be burning some rubber when it goes on sale in January. General Motors is claiming it'll get to 60 miles per hour in just under 3 seconds. Some of the concept cars on display make the Corvette look old-fashioned. And what do you get when you mix a Fiat, surfing, and the Vans Shoe Company? This concept vehicle that any beach bum should appreciate. One of the longtime highlights of the OC Auto Show has been test drives. You can come out back and drive over 100 different vehicles. And with the weather forecast for this weekend, well, you can not only see how they drive, you can test out the air conditioners, too. Or enjoy a test ride inside the building where the air conditioning is running at Camp Jeep.
This is about the capability. Some of the things that we test Jeeps for, you can experience, articulation, off-camber, hills, traction.
If you think this hill climb looks steep from here, trust me, it feels much steeper when you're riding shotgun in the Jeep.
It's like an amusement park ride. I mean, we're close to Disney. This is as good as any ride over there.
The OC Auto Show runs through Sunday in complete air-conditioned comfort. In Anaheim, Dave Coons, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And more news straight ahead here at 8:30, and ahead tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. Burglary suspects on the run throw chainsaws in the path of pursuing police. What happened next?
You're seeing him with your own eyes for the first time. How did you look?
That's great.
Breakthrough eye surgery on Eyewitness News. A father who is legally blind gets the first clear look at his baby boy. These stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 late newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. calling all cat lovers. There is a new pop-up restaurant you might be interested in.
It's called Cafe, and it's exactly what it sounds like, a cafe full of cats. And Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson takes us inside the new Chinatown restaurant.
People love cats. People love food. At the Cafe in Chinatown, they're betting they will love them together.
A pretty good idea.
Pretty good idea? Why is it a pretty good idea?
Because then cats could have a cafe too.
Carlos Wong came up with the idea after seeing something similar in Tokyo.
People already like to go to coffee shops and unwind there, but having a kid in your lap kind of amplifies that.
Cafes are already popular in Austria, where these cats seem awfully relaxed. At the Cat Cafe in New York, the Cattuccino is a favorite. The idea is already drawing a big, curious crowd here, excited to try something different.
Crazy is great, because normal is boring.
With cat videos wildly popular online, the hope here is to give people an up-close and personal experience.
Met somebody yesterday while we were setting up the cafe who had said that she never had pet a cat before. And I thought that was just so sad. They're awesome.
They say the health department gave its blessing as long as the food is prepared in another room. They said it's perfectly okay to eat it with the cats.
The pop-up is only set to be open for 4 days, but there is a Kickstarter campaign online trying to give the Cafe a forever home in downtown LA. For now, there is cat gear for sale next door and ways to adopt these kittens. They say dog people are welcome here too.
Come see the cat lady and I will change your mind.
In Chinatown, Alex Michelson, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
That's great. They can adopt little kitties there too.
Head over there and have a coffee and pick up a cat.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Eyewitness News at 8:30 on LA56. Law and Order SVU is next here on LA56.
Have a good night.